So here to the abbey itself, as Edward says, is an Augustinian abbey, founded in 57, beg your pardon. Very similar to the one we've just left over in
Achill.
Thank you. Yeah. Not as the same size, smaller in stature. So what we'll do is we'll go inside and have a look at some of the stuff that's in there. You're very quiet. You're very quiet. Or should we go for a walk up the mountain first and then come down? That's better, yeah.
We'll wait here for you.
So the Augustinians was founded by Father Hugh O'Malley. Again, the Augustinians, a little bit about them. They were founded, I suppose, they were founded in a kind of peculiar way. They adopted themselves to the teachings following the St. Augustine. They don't really have, per se, a founder, as some of the others do. Again, you heard earlier on the type of monks that they were, that you had what they call, they were in the abbey itself, they did their prayers, but they were also out in the community. Now, mendicant friars, these suffered a lot of pressures in the 14th century. You had the Black Death, and because of that, a lot of these mendicant friars really suffered terribly. In fact, their expansion into the west here was kind of greatly diminished, and it was only after the Black Death was over and into the 15th century did they start to expand out again. And this is one of them here. The Augustinians themselves as well, they suffered a kind of a reform, and one of the earliest churches was, or one of the earliest priories was in Banada in Sligo. Father Hugh O'Malley was there, and he was given the, I suppose, the papal blessing to found an abbey here, or a friar here in Murrisk, to administer to the people of the area. Now when you think about it, here you are right under Croagh Patrick itself, very important site. It's hard to believe that there was no religious community of some sorts here. So maybe there was no Augustinian friars. We don't know. We don't know prior to that. Maybe something along those lines. Okay, so the land here was given by one of the O'Malleys, Grace O'Malley's, the Priory Queens, Thady O'Malley, granted the land to Hugh O'Malley and the church itself. Lasted about, I suppose, give or take the average about 150 years there or thereabouts, until all this land was given to a guy by the name of
Garvey.
Garvey, yeah. These are the Garveys. Now, some of the little bits and pieces about the abbey here itself. You miss all the good bits. You miss all the good bits. Yeah. So that's it. So we're just finished now. Okay.
Poor child arriving late to class.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. So guys, inside here, very similar to what we've just left. But again, we don't have a tower here like we did in the other one. It's just one long building here itself, and buildings off to our right here, just behind me. Again, we do probably have, like the other one, we have an area here where it was for the monks themselves, and of course for the lay people. Down here behind us, you can see that there has been lots of additions over the years. Okay, lots of additions. This wall down here, there's no window in it. Okay, we have an window in the east, but none down here. Possibly after the church was built, there was a tower actually inserted here in the western wall. The remains of it is just here. It's kind of a vaulted ceiling on the outside. Again, the vault the tower didn't outlive the building itself. It collapsed. That's all that's left at the moment. So this would have been the main door that the people would have come in. Now the door, as you can see here, is on our left-hand side, the one that we all came through. Again, very similar to the other one. You can see the bits and pieces that are outlined in felt. Again, as Dr. MacDonald said, these are where the OPW has put in bits and pieces of stones have been rebuilt into the wall itself. In some cases, entire sections have been actually rebuilt as well. Again, in here, as in the other one, lots of burials. Up on here on the right-hand side, you can have a look at them. You can see that they are members of the Garvey family. Yeah. The window here behind or in front of us is, of course, in the east wall of the building. Absolutely fabulous tracery window. Again, orientated on the east to Jerusalem and, of course, to the rising sun. Okay? Whether that be the rising S-U-N or the rising S-O-N. Okay.
Has any glass been found? Because there was no glass at Achill, was there?
I don't think so.
Do you know whether they would have stained it or would it have been plain?
That is something I don't know. I don't know. Do you know, Tracy?
What is this?
Glass.
What sort of glass would have been in the
In the
clear or stained?
Contour glass.
Sorry?
Yes.
Stained glass.
Stained glass.
Yeah, bits have been found.
I don't think so. No.
I don't think,
No,
I'm not aware of any glass.
There should have been stolen
Renovation.
When was this last moved?
Well, yeah, that is the debate. Yeah. Also, as well, guys, those of you on that side really just can't see it. But up here on our left-hand side, just above us here, we have these kind of, what do you want to call them, battlements or crenellations, I suppose would be the most appropriate word to use. What's their function? Are they battlements? When were they added? Again, it's one of these kind of enigmas. Possibly added at the same time as the actual tower here on the west was added, but their function, was the church itself garrison, or was it just, as in you can see some of the UK churches of the same time period, a lot of them have this on it as well. If there are battlements, you have none here on the other side, or anywhere else in the church itself. So is it just
ornamental,
or what? Possibly.
I'd say they were defensive.
Again,
garrison here?
I couldn't find any evidence of it.
Really?
Yeah. Now, I have been told by somebody a long time ago that there was a garrison here, but I can find no evidence of it. So, unless somebody else knows, it's one of those enigmas. I love that silence, don't I?
Nobody knows.
The door that was inserted, that was closed in when the actual tower was put in. Yeah, the tower was put in. Again, these big holes that you can see right along the roofs here, up on the sides, this is where the joists were put in. They're called putlog holes. All the way across up here. Again, the windows, very similar windows as we saw in Achill. You have your OG headed windows here. This one over here, that's the OG window. And over here on your left hand side, you have a holy water font.
There's money.
So the story goes that you have a wish for something, that you place your hand in here. Okay. You have a wish for something, you actually place your hand in here, and if it's touched, then your wish is granted. So try it. Yeah. But as well as that, guys, have a look at it. There's some nice stonework actually all around it here. Some of it is gone, it's been chipped away.
Is that a flower?
Yes, trefoil, yeah. Trefoil, yeah. Again, the altar on the western side, and again the same as we had in Achill, where you have for washing utensils. In some of them you actually have a hole in here, so that the water that's used for the utensils, for the chalice, for cleaning of the chalice, would actually go down into the foundation rather than be used outside. Somebody could use it, could take it, and it could be misappropriated, if you know what I mean.
That there is
An ordinary, yeah. And Sina, I'd say, probably.
What did you call this?
Sina. So again, you have Garvey's. Again, in keeping with this being Garvey property, on our left-hand side. Have a look. Give yourself a few minutes. Have a look at the actual inscriptions on some of the tombs. And we'll go back out and go around on the right. There's a huge amount of documentary evidence on it. A lot of it is conjecture as well.
And there's no record about what was here before.
It's supposed to be built on a previous something a bit of that prior to this. I mean, there is a record to say that it was originally established in 1207.
No patrician or foundations or no references to that. That was all Archaeological, right?
Not that I'm aware of, yeah. Archaeological would be the big thing. Yeah.
Might not have occurred to them as being as obvious as it is to us.
Yeah.
I don't see any fireplaces. Are there fireplaces in those?
On the other buildings. This, not in here. Not in here. This is the church.
No heat in here.
No heat.
No central heating.
Penance in the church.
Oh yes, you're supposed to.
Suffer.
Oh, yeah. There was another floor up here.
Okay.
See, because it's so small.
Knocked off, is
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Gosh. There's no carpets here.
Didn't need them. You can go up to heaven up there.
Is that a worst case position? Oh, yeah. Up there. Put your head not going up the
Is there a tomb in there?
Is there?
Yeah. 1942. On the 11th day of
Oh, yeah.
August.
Who's in there?
It's better preserved than I thought.
This is where it brings you out here onto, I suppose, the dormitory, which is upstairs here. Again, you have this very nice tracery window here, twin light window. And this would have given light to all the room inside. So there's no kitchen here. You can't find a place where the kitchen is. So obviously they had to have a kitchen of some description. I don't know whether women would be working in it or men.
Be careful.
Well, if they weren't, they should have been.
Be very careful.
What do you think, Paddy?
Would they not normally have been a bit removed from the main building because of
more
fire?
than likely were, all right, yeah. More than likely were.
What, the women?
That too. Possibly, well, definitely. It kind of pre-existed Christianity. Christianity kind of came and said, oh, we'll have some of that, and took it over. But originally, it was the old ways, way back into the dim and distant past, when the seat of power was in Roscommon, a place called Rathcrohan. So there was a let's call it a pilgrimage road that came from Rathcrohan right through and ended up here on Crohan Alla, where you had Crumdu, the main man, the head guy. Okay. So when Patrick came, of course, he got rid of this guy up here, had a bit of a battle with him after he was up there for a couple of days, and he had a bell with him. Okay. And the bell was used to fight off all these demons, right? So like everything else, okay, I hope technology works. God, I hope technology works. Don't let me down now. Yes.
What year would you be talking about back there?
Well, he came here in
432.
ish kind of thing. Patrick, as we all know, there was only one. And that's what it is. I don't know whether you can see it or not.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Absolutely, yeah.
What's this we're looking at?
This is the bell.
Oh, St. Patrick's
Yeah,
Bell.
the black bell and Clugdu.
Oh yeah, that's in there.
So again, guys, these are relics that the church would have used to attract people to come and have a look at it. Say a few prayers in here, and of course, put a few coins in the box. All right. Think about it. All right. What else could you have belonging to the saint? All right. Another something else that you could have belonging to the saint. Now, saints, no more than the rest of us, don't like giving bits of themselves too freely. So what could you have? Not too often that they'll throw off an arm or a finger or something like that, but something that we can get rid of and kind of live without. Hair, yeah, but it could be anybody's hair really, couldn't it? Teeth. So we all have about 72 teeth nowadays. Okay, spare set somewhere.